too frequently. Hey, hello everybody, welcome. Unfortunately, I'm recording right now, but this is the FOIA Friday. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic.
I'm trying to pull up my screen here.
For some reason, the default on the on this StreamYard is to record locally, which is annoying. I'm not really sure why how to adjust that, but
Weird.
yeah, but that's
So
okay.
do you know what Paco is?
Is it like Paco Tuesdays?
No, hold on. Actually,
Dang
let
it!
me just share that screen.
Is it the name of a person?
No, Paco. It stands for. Hold on. The Professional Animal Auditor Certification.
No, I did no idea.
So wouldn't you think that this is like an important thing? If something's Paco approved, then it's really valuable,
Yeah,
and this means like they're this is high welfare standards and everything.
you think so?
Um, yeah,
But are
but
you
let's.
gonna? I'm waiting for the hammer to drop. Are you gonna tell me? Oh God, hold on. First of all, what is Paco really? Is it a who runs Paco?
Well, in summary, the National Chicken Council calls Paco a leading authority on animal welfare auditing, who provides high quality training and certification credentials for auditors and audits.
Hmm.
In 2018, the National Chicken Council announced Paco had certified its broiler and broiler breeder guidelines. Dr. Ashley
Mm-hmm.
Peterson, NCC Senior Vice President of Scientific and Regulatory Affairs, explained consumers want to be sure that all animals being raised for food are treated with respect and are properly cared for during their lives. With this
Hmm.
certification, consumers and customers can feel confident that when buying and eating chicken, the birds are well cared for and treated humanely.
Who invented this? Was it? I'm not gonna say her name. Was it?
No, well,
No.
I'm sure she might have been involved in part of it. I actually know some of the people who were involved in the founding of it, and it's kind of like it's these good veterinarians who are welfare minded, who are like, there's clearly problems in the system, so we're going to fix it by
Mm-hmm.
standardizing things and hopefully bringing things up to a certain
Yeah.
standard, and then it just doesn't quite work out. We're going to educate these producers, and you know once they realize that we're not crazy animal rights activists, we're veterinarians, we're authoritative, they'll all adopt these systems that'll make the lives so much better for the animals.
And that's.
And no,
It sounds like
not.
the English have the red tractor thing. It's kind of like that. Sounds like.
Yeah, yeah.
Or like the RSPCA approved Paco. Paco. Is it just an American thing? Paco.
I
Sounds like it.
believe
Yeah.
so. uh so yeah,
How do
we
they feel
got
about ventilation shutdown?
uh I don't think they really have a
They have a
opinion on
stance.
it. They should, because a lot of their Paco approved companies like Tyson, who
Mm-hmm.
issued a press release in 2020 announcing that it was the first company to receive Paco certification across the poultry supply chain.
Wow.
The certification of all our farm check poultry audits is an important part of our approach to welfare, and becoming the first company to receive audit certification across poultry supply chain demonstrates our efforts to continuously improve welfare for the animals entrusted to our care. Dr.
Tyson.
Karen Christensen, Senior Director of Animal Welfare at Tyson Foods, who is also on Paco's board of directors,
Mm-hmm.
said, "We appreciate the rigorous review of our audits that is required for Paco certification. It shows to our customers and consumers that welfare is a top priority for Tyson Foods." But Tyson, of course, didn't bother to put plans in place to end the lives of their birds if they were hit with an emergency like avian influenza that had been a known issue since 2015. And they
Mm-hmm.
resorted to sealing up buildings, pumping in heat, and waiting for the birds inside to die, using ventilation shutdown to kill their birds.
Great. Um, so why are you telling me about Paco today, Crystal? Are you just trying to bring me down at the top of the hour?
Because we got some FOIA documents
Oh,
um, from Paco that are kind of interesting.
yeah, I'd love to hear them. That's
And
okay.
it
So
just,
that's good. I knew you were telling me. I knew you were telling me
yeah.
about this for a reason, so just to depress me. I, you know how I feel about welfarism. Sometimes I feel like I'm a regular Gary Francione over here. I'm an abolitionist who is unwavering in his purity. And then I hear about Paco, and I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm going more that direction when I hear from. I recoil from things like Paco. Do you think I'm wrong?
I think you should be highly skeptical. I mean,
Okay.
these are they're supposedly like unbiased third party auditing agencies,
Hmm.
but do who is involved in Paco? Paco named Colette Castor the executive director in 2016. Castor is also the CEO of the American Meat Science Association. Prior
Hmm.
to joining Paco, Castor was the senior vice president of hog procurement and quality technical services for Smithfield Foods.
Oh,
Uh,
Smithfield. I know a lot about Smithfield. I've been reading a lot about them. They're not the good guys.
yeah.
So she worked for
Um,
Smithfield as the hog procurer, the hog procurement
yeah.
specialist. Oh
So
man.
she's only compensated $7,500 a year for being the CEO of Paco, but she makes $189,000 plus $32,000 in other compensation for her role with the American Meat Science Association. So there you go.
The American Meat Science Association. These people, you know what? It's funny because $189,000, okay, so plus a 7,500, she's clearing about 200 G's, right? Which isn't a hell of a lot of money, but it's a lot of money for most people, right? That's like way above the median income in most
Yeah.
places in America, right? Way above it. And you start to realize when I hear those things, because you hear these things and I go like, $200,000. That's like a well-paid attorney in LA, like a decent attorney in LA is probably pulling in 200 G's. Certain dentists, maybe like there's, certain people you expect to make that kind of money. But then you realize that there are probably a lot of Colettes out there. There's probably a lot of them. And if you get enough of them and they're all pulling in 200, $250,000 a year, of course we're up against a lot, right? It's
And this is only her salary working for nonprofits. I don't know how much
mm,
she's making with her role working with other companies. Like,
yeah.
she's so, yeah.
This
I
is just
mean,
what we know about, right? Yeah.
yeah, this is just what's publicly available. So, but yeah,
Thank you, Kathy. Yeah.
Paco's board of directors includes pharmaceutical company and agriculture industry representatives, as well as university researchers, including on Paco's board of directors is Kenneth Anderson, who he is the guy who developed ventilation shutdown at the Prestige Department of Poultry Science at North Carolina State University. That
Kenny.
was the study that was used to put ventilation shutdown in the AVMA guidelines so that USDA will then compensate these companies when they use ventilation shutdown. So it's just like you see this cycle of like, we're going to lend legitimacy to it. They're on the PACO board. They're the scientists in these industry funded universities.
Paco gets around. It's an incestuous little circle
And
jerk, isn't
yeah,
it?
and they're
Yeah.
approving these companies that are using these cruel methods. So
Oh, jeez.
yeah, it's these
Yeah.
welfare standards. They don't mean anything. Is basically what we're saying.
They don't mean anything, and who gets screwed? The animal, of course, but also the consumer, right? The consumer's getting bamboozled as well because they believe when they see things. Oh yeah, oh that's see Tyson, because all the regular consumer's going to get is that, oh yeah, Tyson. They have higher welfares. They got this Paco guy. He's looking at stuff over there. Paco, man, he knows.
Yeah. So
It's
what did our I don't know, I guess my FOIA doc isn't up here. How do I put it up there? What am I doing
you
wrong?
just here, just I'll remove this, and then you just
Oh, add to stage. There we go.
yeah.
So this is the Freedom of Information Act request we did to get all of these PACO documents. So we just requested communications from January 2019 to December 2020, referencing Colette Castor or anyone with the email ccaster@meetscience.org, made by any individual associated with, employed, or related to, or working in any capacity for any of the following checkoff programs. So that's that.
Does Colette work for the the egg board as well?
No, she does not.
Oh,
as far as I'm
I saw the egg board in the FOIA request. I thought maybe that was.
Yeah, no. So she doesn't work for any of these these government agencies. This is a separate agency, but we can see her communications with these government agencies. So that's how we can get information about PACO, which is not a government agency, and her communications by FOIA-ing these government agencies to see what her communications have been with these government agencies. So that's how you can find out what Smithfield is talking about to these government agencies and things like that. You can get private company emails via using this method. So that's why we did that. I
like it. Meat
so
science. Meat science.
I guess I have to pull up the whole FOIA to see what I got. A ton of pages is basically what I got.
Because she talks with them a lot, I guess. What's all redacted? Oh, a bunch of redactions, huh?
Yeah, I wonder if these are like private companies, but see, like she's on this email chain with Christensen Farms, Brenneman Pork. Here's another Smithfield email address. Copy and paste that one.
Ed Keller and Michael Lucky.
Producers Council, which the National Pork Producers Council is not a FOIA-able agency, but if you FOIA any communications between the Pork Board and Dallas Hockman, you'll get a lot of stuff. You'll get a lot of emails.
Just Dallas is a talker. He talks a lot with the USD.
And you got some Pork Board people and Pipestone. So yeah, all of these
Hormel,
private companies.
Tim Tolliver is Hormel. Oh man.
So this just
everyone's on this one.
Opens up a lot of stuff in here. They're just talking about this conference. It's pretty boring. You got some contact info for some people.
Nice.
This is where
that's where they're gonna have drinks later.
Here's the agenda for the
heavy pig meeting.
Yeah.
Don't invite me to that one. If you invite me to that one, I'll be really self-conscious.
Yeah, so
I like that. I see the pork logo flash by as you're scrolling.
Yep. Because these are Pork Board emails.
Yeah.
This is how we got this information.
The other white meat. So gross.
And so I want to become a PACO certified auditor.
You should become a PACO certified auditor. You should have no problem completing the entire process.
Do you think that they'll say
to get certified?
Because they say DVMs can, but you need relevant experience within the last 5 years, like 2 years relevant experience in the last 5 years. What do they consider relevant experience, though? And
that time that you worked on that pig on that sanctuary is relevant. I remember that one time that you worked on that pig.
Well, I've worked on pigs before, and I do a lot of animal welfare advocacy related to environmental stuff.
Right. I think you've got it applicable. Although I might say,
I was not allowed to join the American Association of Swine Veterinarians or the American Association of Bovine Practitioners.
Why not?
They said they had their reasons. They sent me a couple emails,
a couple
letters. They were not. They cited their bylaws, which I'm like, well, I think nothing in your bylaws says that I can't. Like they're like citing their bylaws saying this is why you can't. And I'm like looking at the bylaws going, but it doesn't say I can't. I don't understand.
Yeah, your bylaws say that I can.
The
What do you mean?
American Association of Bovine Practitioners just didn't even respond to me. They just returned my money and wouldn't talk.
Mm,
So,
yeah. Natalie Fulton she did something similar where she was like beef
oh,
advocate or something like that.
yeah, Masters of Beef Advocacy, and she had her
Masters of Beef Advocacy.
okay, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's so funny that they have these certification programs. They're making all this money off of it.
In this document, they say, just to let you know, we have 3 people from a company called Earth Claims. They are gap auditors, and their background requirements pass PACO expectations. It's actually a good thing because it means that gap that's requiring PACO certification. If you get a chance, read through the gap requirements so that we are conversant on them and can reference them periodically during our presentations.
I love it. They really covered all their gaps there,
Yeah.
didn't they?
So, and we can move on to like actually getting to drafting FOIAs. Have you worked on drafting your Smithfield FOIAs?
I had it open today, and I was looking at where I should start. Actually, I was thinking maybe start at. I want to start someplace other than the USDA because we always do USDA. I thought it might be fun to do the FTC one or the Homeland Security one. See what we
Okay.
can get. Because I've never done one from Homeland Security,
Yeah, do it.
and it says I should request any national security related concerns about foreign control of U.S. food supply chains. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. So what's the language look like that you're gonna FOIA? Do you have any emails of specific people
No,
in
maybe I could get
Homeland
something.
Security?
I don't because it's from like 2013 and 20. It's 2013, 2014, and I don't know.
I would FOIA like who are the top people at Homeland Security or like look at Google who are the top people at Homeland Security that deal with the area that you're interested in and get their email addresses.
Back between 2012 and 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Who are the top? Okay, so Homeland Security. So I guess the question is, who are the top Homeland Security officers?
Yeah.
Personnel?
Or who do we know who is working on the Smithfield thing in Homeland Security or like whatever you're interested in? Maybe there's some news articles talking about it.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't remember. I mean, I guess there might be, but I mean, I don't know who it would be. Janet Napolitano was the top Homeland Security Secretary of Homeland Security from January 20th, 2009 to 2013, succeeded by Jay Johnson. It might be fun to just go to the top to see if any of those people were,
Yeah.
just to see if Alejandra Mayorkas, that's a name I recognize, from December 2023, sorry, from December 2013 to 2017. And we're going, so there were quite a few. Actually, there was 3. But I remember Mayorkas back in 2013. Maybe I should ask ChatGPT to see who in the Homeland Security.
Yeah.
Who would be some good people to look at who were in charge of this at Homeland Security? Because I don't know who would be at Homeland Security actually talking about it. But yeah, okay. So ChatGPT said the exact same. This is just exactly what I said. Janet Napolitano, Jay Johnson, and Alejandro Mayorkas. But there was also National Protection Program Directorate, CISA, Critical Infrastructure, including Food Systems, by Caitlin Durkovich. So actually, it gave me a couple more, actually. And they even gave in ChatGPT gave me a few terms to include in my FOIA: Shankwi International, WH Group, Smithfield Foods, Food Infrastructure, Agricultural Security, Foreign Investment, CFIUS, Critical Infrastructure and National Security Threat Assessment. Draft a FOIA request. For this, tailored for Homeland Security. Okay, so all right, ChatGPT is helping me out with, yeah, it's the same as before, but now it's got the names that I want in it. Here, I should share my screen really fast. What do you think? There we go. All right, so the way that ChatGPT gave it to me was FOIA Officer, U.S. Homeland Security, FOIA at hq.dhs.gov. Weird. I can just email them?
I don't know. I would double check it. Sometimes you can, but I would just probably Google.
Yeah, dear
Sometimes
FOIA Officer.
ChatGPT makes some stuff up.
Yeah, related to 2013 acquisition of Smithfield Foods by Shankwi International and the broader issue of foreign ownership of U.S. agricultural infrastructure. Please include but do not limit the search to all communications, memoranda reports, meeting minutes, threat assessments, or policy documents from January 1st discussing these things. It's pretty. Communications or authored materials by or involving the following DHS officials and offices. Pretty badass. I don't know. It seems like really broad though.
You can always try it. They'll always come back to you and say, like,
this is too crazy.
Clarify it or whatever.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna do it then. Okay. Homeland Security FOIA. Or we're gonna say you normally say info request, or what do you say? FOIA request?
Yeah, FOIA request.
Freedom of Information, HomelandSecurity.gov. Okay, I'm gonna share this tab. Here we go. Effective on March 5th, DHS is no longer accepting hard copy or emailed requests. Oh, good thing. Okay. Within biometric security, to ensure timely processing of requests, you must submit your requests for OBIM ident records through our portal. Well, I don't want OBIM, do I? Biometric Identity Management? They've received 85,000 FOIA requests this month.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. Average month received since start of this year, 79,000 every month. So far this year, 398,000 requests.
If you haven't made a request, you are not.
Right.
Everybody else in America is making a FOIA request. If you haven't made a FOIA request of the
Department of Homeland Security. To make requests, step-by-step FOIA request. Oh shit! You guys don't get feedback. Ugh. Okay, submit request. Department of Homeland Security Privacy Office, U.S. Protection, Border Protection. Avoid delays by filing your request online. Almost all of DHS FOIA offices use a portal that allows you to create an account and submit and track requests and download any released records. Using the portal ensures you receive your response as efficiently as possible. CISA. There we go. Cyber and Infrastructure Security Agency. That was one of them. create an office, but this also says I can email them, which is foia@hq.dhs.gov.
Do it. Sounds easy. Interesting thing about the USDA FOIA page, it just has an alert up that says this FOIA public access portal experienced a service disruption on Tuesday, February 18th. As a result, all FOIA requests submitted via the site between 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday, February 17th and 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, February 18th were lost and cannot be recovered. If you submitted a request via public access portal during this time period, please resubmit the request. We apologize for the inconvenience. It's like, well, if I did, I don't remember what, because I was just relying on you guys to keep track for me.
Weird.
Under 5. I did submit a FOIA request on February 18th, 2025. So maybe, so I was FOIA-ing around that time. So we'll see.
You were FOIA-ing. One upperclass, one should continue. One uppercase, one special character, one. Okay, we're gonna put a little $sign in there then. All right, hopefully that worked.
One FOIA I'm working on, I just learned this week that there's one company that's the USDA contracts with to do depopulations. It's Patriot Environmental Services, and the subsidiary of that is Crystal Clean. So I'm going to FOIA some APHIS people for
Crystal
any
Clean.
reference to Patriot Environmental Services and or Crystal Clean made by specific people who work for APHIS, that whose emails I find in my FOIA documents. And I'm also going to be FOIAing the USDA, the pork board, any reference of clenbuterol, just because I'm curious, because that was something that was brought up last week.
Yeah. The clenbuterol keeps coming up. That was it came up in the Smithfield thing too. The Smithfield buyout by the Chinese government. 960 Okay, we're confirming.
So we got a bunch of people watching. What are you guys FOIAing, people? Who are watching this? Are you just watching and looking? Or are you FOIAing?
Are you FOIAing? We got to make a FOIA. All right, I think I want that CISA. The CISA sisters. FOIA request. All right, next. That's me. What type of requester are you? Educational. Confirm. Okay, then you just put the request in. Okay, great. I can do this. I'm just going to grab this from. Okay. I'm going to grab this from right here. I'm going to grab my okay. I'm going to put my FOIA request right in here. All right. Dear Freedom of Information Act request, foreign acquisition of Smithfield's foods and agricultural infrastructure security. Pursuant of the law, I respectfully request all these things. Please include, but do not limit the search to requested documents, all communications, memoranda, and meeting minutes threat assessments or policy documents from January 1st, 2012 to December 31st discussing the acquisition of Smithfield's Foods, the impact of foreign ownership, any records including intra-agency communications and briefings. Awesome. Food, here's the terms are Shanghai International, foreign ownership of agriculture, food infrastructure, agricultural security, CFIUS. I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah. Do
it's
it.
a little bit ambitious, but you know what? I've
You'll
been
just
messing
learn.
with this for so long. I think that I hope I get something cool. I feel like it's kind of like when you put money into a gotcha machine. Upload additional documentation. Nah. Request fee waiver. Oh, we have a free. What's our fee waiver language?
Here, I'll copy and paste and put in the chat, but we are a nonprofit organization dedicated to understanding government response to infectious disease outbreaks and animal advocacy. You can switch that language with something else, like dedicated to understanding the sale of the acquisition of agriculture companies by foreign agents.
Understanding government response
this information is for the public benefit and not used for commercial purposes.
Yeah, to foreign response to foreign acquisitions of animal agriculture commodities.
Companies, right?
And do both commodities and companies and animal advocacy. This information is for the public benefit and not used for commercial purposes. That's pretty good. Don't you?
Yeah.
All right. The amount of money I'm willing to pay.
Just $25.
Okay. $25.
Yeah.
Got it. Next. Am I requesting expedited? Nah.
No.
All right, submit request. Request submitted. Cool. Easy. I just submitted a FOIA request. I feel like a spy. I just requested from the DHS.
Yeah. I just, while you were doing that, I submitted a request to the pork board, and I added to my clenbuterol FOIA the Patriot Environmental Services and Crystal Clean, just because I'm curious what they're saying about them too.
I love it. Crystal Clean. I think Tulsi Gabbard's going to look at mine though.
Oh, maybe.
She's going to be like, "Hold on, Sky Morgan. That name sounds familiar." I should do the Trump dance while I'm. You know, it's funny. We talk about drones in replacing fireworks display, and I saw a drone display of Donald Trump doing his Donald Trump dance.
Oh, wow.
It looks great. Fireworks can't do that. Fireworks can't, you know, have that incredible animation and everything. You can't praise the supreme leader by just with fireworks alone. The drones. It looked awesome.
So does anybody in the chat have anything that they would want to FOIA? Anything you come across in the news lately that you're like, hey, that's interesting. I want to dig more into that.
Who wants to FOIA something? What do we got? What do we got, guys?
What are some keywords? What are some companies that are on the top of your mind right now?
Yeah, what kind of company? What company would you like to know more about in regards to animal protein production?
I know Cal-Maine Foods is going to release their earnings statement on Tuesday, so that's interesting. I wonder when other companies are going to release their earnings statements.
I don't know.
When's Tyson? Let's ask ChatGPT. Who are our top egg companies that have killed the birds and gotten the most in bailout money?
Jennie-O, right? Jennie-O's a big one.
Jennie-O's not an egg company.
All right.
But, it's all about the cost of eggs now, right?
Right. I had that indemnity graph that I made. The Gemmerly brothers were on there. That was a big one.
Gemperly. I wonder if that's a
Gemperly.
publicly traded company, though.
Let me find out real fast. Is Gemperly brothers?
Tyson is expected to release its next earnings report on May 5th, 2025, though this date is subject to confirmation.
Gemperly Brothers is privately traded and has no private company, not publicly traded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got to find these publicly traded companies. I wonder if ChatGPT knows what are the publicly traded egg companies that have been most affected by avian influenza. Because there's always so much news about like, oh, this company released its earnings reports, and there's always like a press release. So, I really feel like it's good to jump on those news hits. It looks like Cal-Maine's probably the Post Holdings is a consumer packaged goods company. Michael notably, experienced avian influenza outbreaks at its third-party contracted facilities. Notably, in December 2024, an outbreak at Michael's Foods facility in Iowa affected about 4.5 million egg-laying hens, representing approximately 12% of Post's controlled supply. Despite this, Post Holdings maintained its fiscal year 2025 adjusted EBITDA guidance, indicating confidence in managing the financial impact. Yeah, sure.
Okay. A beta guidance. What's a beta guidance?
Let's ask.
ABITA?
Earnings based in.
Oh, it's EBITDA. It's EBITDA. It's earnings before income tax and
yeah.
And I had to learn this in business school. Earnings before income, tax, and amortization.
Earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation. And amortization.
Earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization. Yeah, that's it. EBITDA.
Post Holdings stocks.
EBITDA. It's basically your income.
Post Holdings has gone up 15.7% this past year. It's good stock to buy, and 108% over the past 5 years. So there you go.
I like it.
When is Post Holdings earnings statement? Post Holdings is anticipated to release its next earnings report around May 1st, 2025.
It's coming up.
Yeah, so that's another date we'll add to the calendar. Make sure to alert press of all the malfeasance done by Post Holdings ahead of its earnings reports. So
I just left a message on your. Okay.
You just left a message. What?
On your Slack post on Hive, because I saw that the Business Insider. Everyone who hasn't seen the Business Insider report that Crystal was in, you totally should check it out. Where can people check it out if they haven't seen it yet?
Oh, it's on YouTube. Let me find it on YouTube. I'll put it in the chat here.
I can do that. I can do that while you're doing that, because I have it on. I have it right here.
Oh yeah, because you're on the Slack, so you should have the link there.
I have it right here.
And it's important to engage and politely correct some of the narrative that's being perpetuated by people in the comments section and be the bigger person, you know? If
Mm-hmm.
they are acting unhinged and saying outrageous things, respond professionally. And if you don't know how to respond professionally, write out what you want to say and then put it into Chat GPT and say, but make this professional. And then boom, done. And cite sources. And
It
you
was
come
really
off,
good. The only thing that I thought that they could have done better was the alternatives in the end. You know, I thought that maybe
yeah.
maybe
And they
mentioned ventilation shutdown.
should have mentioned ventilation shutdown. But Austin, I just released another video, stuff that wasn't shown in that footage where we do talk about ventilation shutdown. So, and I guess I should, other FOIA documents we got, we did just get a bunch more about the depopulation methods used. And so we know what Central Valley eggs used, and they used carbon dioxide
Oh,
and cervical dislocation. And this is a crazy thing throughout California. You have like facilities that are like 500,000, a million birds. And one of the
yeah.
primary methods is cervical dislocation. So they are
Cervical.
cervically dislocating hundreds of thousands of birds. Like just the grueling nature of that work,
What
making
does
the
a
workers do
cervical
this.
dislocation in? Could you describe it for everybody so we know?
You
Because I don't think
hold
everyone.
the neck, the head with one hand, the body with the
Mm-hmm.
other, and you separate. You
Right.
dislocate, and it doesn't kill the birds. It just severs the spinal cord so that they end up, you know, not being able to breathe and they die.
You're yanking their heads, and sometimes their heads pop off, but it usually doesn't.
Hmm. Just
And then
breaks their necks so
and
that
then
they
they
become
drop them in
paralyzed,
the.
and then they slam them against the ground.
They put them in a bucket. I thought. Okay, they put them in a. They just put them on the ground. Okay.
Yeah, or clean them up later. But yeah, it's
Oh my God. Can you imagine doing that just one after the other? What kind of worker do you think does that? Do you think it's like a white guy like me going in there for an hourly
probably
position?
not.
No.
Probably not. I just
No.
talked to one journalist who said it seems like 80% of these people are immigrants.
Yeah.
So yeah, these
Yeah.
are they're
Either way,
but
they're
they want
poor
to tell
people.
us they're creating jobs. They're
They're
creating
creating
jobs.
jobs of cervical dislocation.
And we are
Yeah.
taking away their jobs when we want to switch to animal-free methods of food production. So
God damn. God damn it. Jack Kennedy asked how much pink slime has Trump ingested. It's really funny you say that because there was a recent article that Crystal and I read on one of our streams that was saying that not in reference to Trump, but in reference to the pink slime, meat sticks are the fastest growing snack food in America. Do you remember that, Crystal? And that's
yeah,
just pink
high
slime. And
protein. We need the protein. That's what the people want. They don't want sugary snacks. They don't want
Slim Jim.
carbs. They want protein. And what are the vegans doing to give them the protein that they want? Hmm?
I'll be happy to give anybody any amount of protein they'd like. That's something I can give them, but I don't know what do we expect the vegans to do? We have beans, we have uh
People
tofu,
want packaged, processed protein that's easy to grab, apparently. You know,
processed.
they talk all about like, oh, we want natural, like we don't want your vegan stuff that's all highly processed. Meanwhile, Slim Jims.
Wait, wait a second. Louisville jerky, that's just soybean. It's one ingredient, soybean and like flavoring. It's delicious.
Where
The
can I get that? Where's that? Is
everywhere
that
and around
available
America.
at my gas station?
Sometimes, probably not maybe your gas station, but probably most people's not.
Yeah.
But Beyond actually has beef jerky at gas stations. I've seen that all around America. And the Louisville soy curl friggin' jerky is available. It's delicious. I think it's more expensive than a Slim Jim. Although Slim Jims are not cheap. They're like $1.99 or something. Jackie Boyle, thank you. Jackie Boyle, do you even know what a Slim Jim is? Do they have Slim Jims in Scotland? Do they have Slim Jims in Scotland? Let's see. Yes, Slim Jims, an American brand of meat snacks, are available in Scotland. Great. There you have it. You can get it right there. They're readily available in stores that specialize in American and international snacks. That's how America is viewed in the rest of the world. We sell Slim Jims.
Mm-hmm.
Depressing. What is in a Slim Jim? I'm almost positive. Yeah, mechanically separated beef, pork, and chicken with ingredients like water, textured soy flour, corn syrup, salt, and flavorings. Yeah, it's pink slime. Mechanically separated chicken, pork, and beef. It's got 3 different animals in it. Slim Jim.
While
Beyond
we're
Jerky
talking
is
about
tasty.
Slim Jims, what I'm doing over here is I'm collecting some APHIS emails because I want to FOIA specific emails about specifically that Crystal Clean company. So that's what I'm doing. Got
Is
this
Crystal
one
Clean
right
like
here.
the people that clean the slaughterhouses?
I don't know. I don't know if that's the same company or not. Is it?
I don't know. How do we know about Crystal Clean again?
Because I was talking to a journalist who was telling me about it, how that's the one agency that the government contracts with to do depopulations.
My God. So maybe they're like the cleaning service that goes in afterwards, huh? That cleans up the mess.
No, that does the depopulation, that has the foam.
They actually do it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
They
it's
call
a
themselves
subsidiary of
Crystal Clean.
Patriot Environmental Services.
Patriot Environmental Services. That's perfect. All these companies, Patriot. That's great too. I love it.
Samantha Bruce here.
I love that.
Is anybody else in the chat willing to help me? Like, find something interesting to FOIA, find these emails that you might want to dig into further communications of what these people are talking about. At USDA. What is the worst? What is the barrier to making you do a FOIA right now? People in the chat. Why aren't you FOIAing something right now? What is your biggest barrier?
What do you guys think? So what about that job? What do you guys think? Why would you do it? Going to Whole Foods right now while listening might get Louisville soy curl jerky. It's good. You can get it there. See, there are salty snacks you can get. Facial recognition and biometric data uses. Request policies and contracts regarding facial recognition or bio. See, Jack Kennedy's actually doing one right now. Surveillance used in public spaces, schools, or public departments. Okay. Jack is doing a FOIA request, it sounds like. Who will you be FOIA requesting? The DHS? It sounds like a DHS one. You doing DHS? Yeah, I hope so. What is everyone else working? What other kind of FOIAs can we do? Let's exercise our freedom while we still have it, while we still have these rights. DHS, yeah, doing DHS. Alpha Genesis is the name. Who's Alpha Genesis? Alpha Genesis is the name
that
of the
company
lab,
in
right?
North Carolina, where they or South Carolina, where all the monkeys escaped, and they also some of the monkeys died of heat stroke because of the failing climate control. So,
but a bunch escaped. I remember that, and they just figured they're not going to catch them, are they? They're just going to let them. They didn't catch them all.
Did they?
They didn't
catch them all. They gave up. Oh, yay, freedom!
Some monkeys are just living wild now in the Carolina wilderness.
Wow.
Jack Kennedy's doing one. I'm thinking that sounds like a good one, Jack. I think that's fantastic. Kathy, are you doing a FOIA with oh, she doesn't have a computer. That's keeping her from doing a FOIA request.
How is she watching this via her phone?
Yeah.
Well,
she's watching this on the
if there's a
phone.
will, there's a way.
Yeah, you could just copy and paste stuff, right?
Yeah.
Kind of annoying to type on a phone, but you could do it.
Yeah. Well, here's lots of APHIS emails here.
What's APHIS stand for?
Animal Plant Health Inspection Service. These are.
Do you have to have a PC to FOIA? No, you don't have to have a PC to FOIA, but I guess it's easier to type and stuff. No, you can FOIA on a phone. Anything that connects to the internet, Stephen. Come on now. Plus, if you email info@ourhonor.org, we'll put you on the FOIA signal chat and we could talk about it. We promise not to put anybody who is from the Atlantic on there. No one from the Atlantic.
No,
will be on
I
there.
kind of, if you want to be on, if you're from the Atlantic and you want to join our signal chat, we're actually very much in favor of that.
We're looking for Atlantic journalists to join our signal chat. We'd love you to be on there. Yes.
We would love more Atlantic journalists in our signal chats.
Please. Yeah, I like Atlantic. I like the Atlantic. I think they do pretty good work.
Yeah.
The few articles I've read this year from Atlantic, I was happy to have read. I think they did a good job.
Yeah.
Do the FOIA, Kathy Skywalker. You could do it. The Freedom of Information Act. Exercise your right. You don't get to do it all the time.
What I'm FOIAing in the last 5 minutes is I am writing to request all communications from January 1st, 2022 to April 4th, 2025 that reference Patriot Environmental Services and or Crystal Clean made by these mofos right here. Actually in 2023, because I feel like 2022 is a bit much. And so I'm going to FOIA APHIS with that. I'm going to do it right now.
Animal and Plant Health Inspection Services.
Sign in. I have to sign in again.
And what does APHIS do?
APHIS is in charge of all of the giving of the indemnity payments, managing the depopulations, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
So that's me. I'm selecting component, APHIS, FOIA, requester details, educational institution. We want it via email, 6450 Sunset Boulevard. Send your donations to this address, PMB 1019. Help support our work, Hollywood. We accept checks, but you can also donate online at ourhonor.org/donate. And we accept Venmo at Our Honor. So please help support our work. Here's a detailed description. Records 11.
I like it.
A today. Here's a thing. Close. Let me see what my fee waiver language was.
It's in the chat.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm moving to another screen here. Copy and paste. And OPQ6VS verify. Submit. Done. We got some FOIAs done today.
We did get a couple done. Mine's going to come back with 1 million pages.
Or they'll come back saying, you need to refine your search results. This result yielded 100,000 pages and will cost you $10,000 unless you refine your search results. Sometimes you get that, and that's annoying.
Yeah, that will be annoying. Well, I guess they'll email me in a couple weeks and we'll find out. You never know how long it'll take, though. But seeing as how they have 80,000 requests this month so far, I'm guessing I'm probably not getting, I'm not the top of their mind. Although
Mhm.
me and Tulsi, I should have mentioned Tulsi Gabbard. She says she's vegan. Maybe knowing that I am also vegan might get me expedited. Maybe I should put that. Yeah, I'd like to be expedited because I'm vegan.
Mm. Yeah.
She might have been cool with that. You never know. Sometimes vegans stick together. Usually not, but sometimes they do.
Maybe.
Yeah. Are you going to be you don't usually like do the protest thing, all the megaphones and stuff, huh?
No, I think it looks unhinged, and it doesn't nothing for my reputation as a serious veterinarian doing
Mm.
legitimate activism. This is why the journalists call me, because they need a trustworthy messenger, and that's what I deliver.
But journalists also like street activists. They like that.
Yeah, sometimes. So
I
how's
don't know.
that? How's the press been going for your street activism lately?
I don't know. It's all over it's national news, so I think it's
Yeah,
going pretty
there's
well.
something.
I mean, pretty damn well, I would say. The whole world's talking about it. So yeah, it's made the international news. I think it's doing okay.
Let's see if
But
it
it is
results in any change.
it is. Haven't you heard that they're already talking about there's been lots of conversations this week about firing Elon Musk and
For me listening to the right wing
Mhm.
commentators, they're saying, nah, this is all fake news. Like, he was supposed to leave because he's got companies to run. No?
Oh, right. That's what they say. Yeah, yeah. Oh, he was going to leave anyway. That's not what he said. He said he's going to be there until way after the 6 months, that the 130 days was what they allow, right? So by July, he's supposed to be out, but that's not in the next coming weeks. We'll see. I mean, the fact that that's in the ether and that people are saying that they're having conversations like that, which I believe. I don't believe that he'll be fired, but the fact that they are having conversations about the liability presented by him, that's definitely, of course, they're having those conversations. But the fact that it's out, you know, yeah, it's having an effect for sure. I mean, he's also lost what, $100 billion because of all this. I think that's an
Yeah.
effect. You know,
Huh?
Target's lost something $12 billion.
The best electric car company in the world, something liberals always dreamed of.
Is that what
The
they
perfect
say?
electric car. He built it, and now you're all shitting on him.
Is that what it is? It's a perfect electric car. I haven't heard that.
Yeah.
They keep on lighting on fire. These Cybertrucks look like lemons. They're always lighting on fire and
Yeah.
burning everyone up inside. Everyone has an
Yeah.
electric car. There's even there's electric Hyundais and
They're not
electric
as good. They drive
Chevys.
themselves. Do they have the range that the Tesla does?
I don't
Or do they
know.
have
That
the
would have to be.
power and the speed and the everything else that
Are
the
you
Tesla
saying that they
has?
don't?
I
Or you
don't
just ask?
I don't
Are
think
you just
I did my
are you just a
research
right wing
before.
conspiracist asking questions?
I'm just asking questions because I did my research before buying my car, and I'm like, you know what? Tesla's the way to go. Tesla's the way to go of
Okay.
all of these cars.
Um. Do any electric cars have the range a Tesla does? That's my question.
Okay.
All right. It says, yes, several electric could have the Lucid Air, the Rivian R1T, and
What's
some
the
Tesla
range?
models. Lucid Air is 520 miles. Rivian is 420 miles. They all beat Tesla, which is
Interesting.
402 miles. Tesla's actually number 4.
Interesting. Are they full
Chevy.
self-driving? Will they beat it in a race, in
Will
a
they
drag
move
race?
goalposts? Will they?
Well,
Will they
it's a
move
balance of
goalposts
all
and
of the
create?
things. Does it charge as quickly as the Tesla if you're driving from LA to San Francisco?
The
Can you
Chevy
stop at the
Silverado EV has 408-mile range, and the Model S only has 402 miles.
Oh.
But there is actually
How much is
there is
the
a
Chevy
model.
Silverado though? Was it a lot more expensive than my car that I bought?
I don't know. I don't have the prices in front of me. I just
I
have
mean,
here. I'll show you.
I would prefer a truck, honestly. So if there's a truck that has better range, that charges really fast, and it has full self-driving, I would probably get that.
They don't have full self-driving. They have some
Mm.
weird hybrid weird thing that's not actual self-driving though, right? It's not like they don't have an actually self-driving car.
I don't have a Cybertruck, and so Steven's asking if I've gotten a recall notice. I don't have a Cybertruck. My car's not recalled. My thing's not falling off because of the glue. So
Well, there you go. I mean, they created the the most famous lemon of all time, and you're like, well, you liberals wanted an electric truck.
I didn't
There
buy
it
the
is.
Cybertruck. For the record,
We're
I
going
don't
model
think the
specific.
Cybertruck is a good idea at all. I thought that was a weird move.
Very
So,
weird move. Just like going into my Social Security and trying to privatize it. The Lucid Air Dream Edition boasts 520 miles. Wow.
wow.
But the Rivian's
But it's also
420.
ugly, though.
The Rivian's not. Is a Lucid Air ugly?
No, the Rivian's, well, I'm not thrilled with the Rivian. I'm excited for the Scout trucks coming out. Have you heard of these? The old Scouts. They're coming out with.
No.
It's who is doing it?
Oh no, that's cool.
Yeah. And they're all electric.
How does a Tesla compare to other electric cars? Let's see if Tesla stands out in the EV for their long range, performance, and extensive supercharger network, though other EVs offer competitive alternatives in terms of range, features, and price.
And it can
so the supercharger network,
race you,
which the supercharger network seems to be the thing that they might have, but we have superchargers all over the place, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't.
But there's
think
other chargers.
Cars travel they don't charge as fast as the supercharger, and I don't know if other brands, like if you go to take your Rivian to a Tesla supercharger, will your Rivian charge as fast as a Tesla charges? I don't know the answer to that. So
I don't know either, but they said there's lots of budget alternatives, and there's lots of ones that are the Hyundai Ioniq and Kia EV6 offer a blend of range, performance, and affordability with competitive features and stylish design. The Lucid Air, again, this one keeps on coming up. I never even heard of the Lucid Air.
Yeah, I know a bunch of people who have those. I just think they're ugly, honestly.
Not as ugly as that Cybertruck. Oh my god, it's an eyesore.
Yeah, the Cybertruck is pretty ugly. Not
Let me see. Where's the Lucid? Which one's the Lucid? I don't even know. Is this one? Is that which one is this one? This is the Tesla Model 3. Is that what that is? Oh, this is a BMW i4 for 52 grand. Dude, I'd go with a Beamer anytime.
I hate people who drive Beamers.
Friggin' Tesla. Hold on a second. Which one's this? This is the Tesla Model 3. Polestar 2. Polestar 2?
It's all right.
64 grand. Hyundai Ioniq. The point is that there are alternatives. Don't give me this shit like, oh yeah, you wanted an electric car and we're not going to have it if you burn all the Teslas. If all the Teslas disappeared, we'd be fine.
How do you?
This is your Scout.
This is a Scout.
I'm trying to do it here.
Cool.
All right.
Sorry.
Very cool. Yeah. I think this is awesome. An off-road icon reborn. But it's not just, we're not just protesting Tesla. It's just that he happens to have targets all over the place. It's about,
do we hate Scout because it's got this rodeo thing?
Yeah, they're using that imagery to make themselves seem more, we're all American. Just like all these people, they're all trying to like, look at us, we're more American. Who can out America you? Yeah, I mean, I'm not thrilled by the fact that they have animals in their advertisements, but I mean, anything's better than the fascist right now, isn't it? That's pretty cool. See, you'd be so much better off in that. That looks like an actual truck, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Sick.
I don't like they lost me right here. Like, what are you doing with that?
That's your thing. It's just one little thing. It still is a much better looking car than any of the Teslas. The
Car
Teslas
companies really need to consult me before they
Yes,
finalize their cars. I think the Tesla is beautiful. Like, I honestly,
you're insane.
I
You've
that's the
got
thing.
the Stockholm syndrome.
Modeled
There's
after like the Aston Martin, that shape that it's got going on. Yeah.
I think it looks like a dolphin with some kind of with missing chromosomes.
Mm.
It looks like a
This
dolphin with
is
it looks like a dolphin with an extra chromosome.
this is a electric and gas 500-mile plus range. Ooh. So if
See what
like
I
the
mean? A
shit hits
hybrid.
the fan,
There you go, right
can I
there.
go, can it be driven all electric? Can I charge it and just be like, okay, can I do that? Hmm,
Probably.
that's kind of cool.
There you go. I think we found a car that doesn't require you to
Except
be a
it's got,
collaborator with a fascist.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that little
There's the
part right there.
That's better than a swastika.
Yeah.
That little part right there. Oh, a little part right there. But you want an El Camino? Those Cybertrucks are ugly indeed. That's true. I guess like I thought Tesla only made the truck. Really? No, Tesla's got a few other
You
they've got
thought
like 4
Tesla only
models.
made the truck? Oh my God.
Well, that's all
Yeah,
anybody knows right now, right? That's all anybody sees. Yeah. The Tesla,
kinda.
the truck is the hideous thing. But I think, the best thing for the environment, of course, is to buy a used car and drive it into the ground.
Yeah.
But
I want to buy a used Scout,
a used
ideally.
Scout, a gas-powered Scout. It's the best thing for the environment is to buy an old car, but nobody wants to do that. So, except for me, I have been, I drive a Honda CRV that my mom left me. I didn't want to have a car. I thought I was never going to own another car again because I'll rent a car. I spent so much of my life driving. I never really wanted to have another car. Anyway, so lately I've been spotting a lot of really old CRVs, and I'm like, man, I can keep this thing forever. This thing's paid off. I'm never gonna have to buy another. I'm starting to think like that. I might never have to buy another car, and that sounds great to me.
Yeah.
I don't know when.
I
think
used to
that's
have
so-
a 1989 Toyota Camry, and I thought I was going to drive that one forever, and then it died
Oh
in the
no!
middle of
What happened to
Bakersfield.
it?
I was driving down the freeway, and it just stopped. And Kettleman
No! What
City
year was it?
actually. Oh,
Kettleman City. That's
this
the
was
worst place to
after
go.
vet school, so it was probably like 2014 or so. That's when and then when it died.
2014. It was a 2014 and it quit? Oh
No,
no, it was
no, it
2014.
was a
What year was it?
1980. It was a 1989 Toyota Camry, and it died in
Ooh, so it
2014.
went pretty so still made it,
Yeah,
30 years almost, right? Is that about
yeah,
30 years? Something like that. Wow. I mean, a 30-year-old car, depending on how many miles you had on it, that's not bad, right? I mean,
yeah.
like,
It
I don't
was
know.
not an impressive number of miles. It was like 100 and something thousand miles.
It just quit and you threw it away.
Yeah, what did it do? It blew
Dang,
its
usually 29.
transmission or something. That's the
Oof.
thing. That's why you get a stick shift. I would always prefer a stick shift.
I would
Uh,
prefer stick shift too, always, because
then I got a
I agree.
Prius, and I hated that car. But it lasted me a few years until I think what happened. I was hit by a taxi cab, and then it got totaled.
Oof.
And then I got my 2014 Lexus CT that I thought was going to
Mhm.
last me forever, and it blew its head gasket at like 120,000 miles or something like that. And then I got my Tesla. So
I mean, if you blowing Tesla, I mean, if you're blowing gaskets like that, what are you? Did you?
I asked the Lexus dealership because I was
I'm gonna say,
meticulous with my maintenance and everything on it, and I always
yeah.
got everything done at that Tesla dealership, or that Lexus dealership, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
why did it blow a head
Yeah.
gasket? This
What
is a
they say?
Lexus. It was supposed to last forever. And they're like, oh no, this model, you got good mileage out of this model. This model's been known to do that. And I'm
Oh,
like,
bastards. Of course. Yeah, you got suckered. Now that sucks because you normally hear someone blows a head gasket. You're like, well, I don't know. A Toyota blows a head gasket makes me, are you sure, Crystal? You weren't doing something you shouldn't have been doing with it? Okay, well,
I
that makes
was,
sense, I
yeah.
guess. But I mean, okay, so lately, the reason why I bring it up is because lately I've been seeing these cars. There's the 1995 pre-facelift when they were boxy, and I was like, oh my God, that's an old. I just saw one in the wild
They're so
running, and
cool.
it looks great. The 1995 version, I really like it. Of course, mine's not that, but the boxy ones, I really love how old and boxy they look. They look like they kind of that era is really cool because they're kind of the 80s still, even though
It's the
they're in the
best
90s.
era. Like the 1980 like F-150s.
Yeah.
I love those.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, these
yeah.
so I always hated this car, but now I'm finding a new love of it. This
Mhm.
is mine right here. I think mine was 2016. This is 2015, so it's probably the same look. And mine will probably look all really old fashioned by by the time oh damn it, you're not seeing what I'm seeing. God damn it.
Oh.
How is this? I hate that this is like all right, so I was gonna show this was the boxy ones that I saw in the wild. These boxy looking ones. Can you see them? And
Hold on.
then
Yeah. Okay.
these boxy ones, and they're still running, which is great. I think that's really cool that they're still out there running. And then I've been seeing more and more, and now I'm just finding love for this little car that I always thought was so lame. And now when I see when I see these old ones driving around still, it gives me hope that this Honda, man, if I just take care of it, I might be driving this thing in 2035
Yeah.
or 2045. I could still have this thing. It'll be a classic.
Yeah.
Will
Legit.
Bluetooth still exist?
Um,
It has a CD player.
wow, that's pretty cool.
I don't have any CDs, but it has a CD player.
Let me show you to the stage. This is actually, oops, no, I don't want to say my name. How do I, I have to remove you and then add this to stage.
Yeah.
This is a car that my parents took from me. I have this, my parents currently have this, a 1-ton Chevy truck, 1999. And I was like, I replaced the transmission on it and spent like $7,500 or something replacing the transmission, even though Kelly Blue Book says it's only
worth $7,500.
worth that much. But if you go on Craigslist and try to find a truck like this, they're going for like $20,000.
Yeah, people
Like,
love because there's enthusiasts
love
that just
yeah. So now I can't even buy that truck back if I wanted to.
I like those smaller American pickup trucks. I really like them. I like the old Toyota pickup trucks too. Those things run forever. You can't kill them. Those old Toyota pickup trucks. You see them from like 1985. I had a lot of friends in high school that had Toyota pickups. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my point in this all is that go ahead and protest Tesla because it's better for the environment to buy a used vehicle and drive it as long as you can than it is to buy a Tesla. People don't buy the Tesla because they love the environment and they're lefties. They buy them because of the status symbol of having a Tesla.
I did not.
Right.
I bought it because it's a really fun car to drive. I never have to change the oil. It'll last for 500,000 miles. I got it.
So they say no one's gotten
really
that far on one yet.
It was, I looked at what kind of car can I get? Gas, electric, hybrid. What's the best deal? The Tesla came out to be the best deal and longest lasting, least maintenance, funnest car to drive.
They say longest lasting though, but you can't really believe that. That's a false claim because no one's driven a car. I mean, Toyotas, there's Toyotas out there that have gone over 1 million miles already. Like
I think
those are
Teslas out there that have gone 500,000 miles, because it's been out there for a while. I think that's a thing.
Over the course of how many? I guess maybe there are some who have, but I don't know. It's a bold claim to say your car is going to go 500,000 miles. Most engines last 500,000 miles. That's about the most you can get out of them. I haven't
had that luck yet, personally, without spending a shit ton of money to try
right.
To going.
because the transmission's going to go, or the brakes, or something like, or some other thing's going to happen. The exhaust is going to fail, or something else is going to go. But the
The one
engine
thing
itself,
Yeah. The one thing I did not account for with the Tesla and the cost is the increased insurance that it's costing me to have that. And that's something that, but I
how
still
they
would have,
raised it.
it's like twice as much as it was before. Like it's costing me like an extra $200 a month in insurance or something.
Have they
It's
raised it
ridiculous.
yet?
What do you mean? Raised it?
Well, aren't they going to raise it since people are vandalizing so many of them? And
Oh, I don't know.
I'm just messing with you. But so one time I was in somebody's Tesla and they had a flat tire, which cars get from time to time, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll help you change it, because they were giving me a ride home. And so I got out thinking I was going to help change the tire, and they're like, no, the Teslas don't have spare tires. Oh, what? What do you mean they don't have spare tires? There's no spare tire in a Tesla. Which, what do
I
you
know.
do if you
have it. You call Tesla and you have it towed to a place.
Yes, but if you're in the middle of, say, the Nevada desert or something, you're just going to be out there forever. Like, I hope you bring extra water on trips, because like a flat tire is fairly common.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're likely going to have a flat tire sometime in your life. I've changed lots of tires. So like the fact that luckily we were on PCH, and in a somebody pulled up the second, not very long after we had broken down. But if you were like on the 15 on the way to Las Vegas, you'd be stuck out there. No one's coming to get you for a while.
Yeah.
So bring water.
No cell phone reception. Yeah.
Yeah, right. What if that? Yes, another good example. What if you had no cell? What happens if you're in the Central Valley with that thing, and you get a flat tire?
Yeah, flag somebody down. I'll figure it out. Get it done.
That doesn't seem worth it. I feel like you should. I think cars should have spares. That's a weird thing not for a car not to have. I don't know why they don't.
Yeah. Well, sometimes like your car literally breaks down in the middle of nowhere, like my car did, and you can't move forward, and so
It
then
does
you
happen.
just get a tow truck. You call a tow truck. You flag
That's
a police officer down and have them call a tow truck.
Yeah. Yeah, but usually with flat tires, you don't have to do all that. You just change it, and then you keep going, and then you go about your life. Hopefully, don't have to drive too far on the flat, on the replacement, on the spare, whatever. But yeah. Anyway,
this is so far removed from FOIA Friday. Well, we should probably end.
We should not really, because we did FOIA any mention of Elon Musk
a
couple weeks ago. Yeah, so really, it's all in the same. I feel like it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I hope that everyone has a great day and a good night, and we'll see you next Friday, and see you on Sunday. We'll be here for the Ethical Underground, and I hope that you'll invite us. You'll invite us into your lives, and you'll see us. Don't forget to follow Dr. Crystal Heath on YouTube, and make sure you follow her. She's trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. She's almost there. Are you almost there?
Yeah, I think I've got like 1,910. So if you all could follow me, if everybody who's watching right now followed me, we'd almost make it.
So. Yes. So out of the goodness of your heart, please follow
Dr. Crystal Heath on YouTube.
Dr. Crystal Heath on YouTube. We're going to start doing veterinarian content. Ethical underwear? No. Ethical underground. Ethical underwear. It's something that it reminds me, that's, what, maybe we should be wearing ethical underwear. It'd be kind of like what the Mormons do. They have an undergarment that they wear that protects them. We can do something similar.
Victoria's Secret's out then. That's
no.
Not ethical. No slave.
No, it's not ethical. It isn't.
Yeah.
Every time not to be, every time I hear about Victoria's Secret, the first thing that pops in my mind is Jeffrey Epstein now, because of their connection. That's the first thing that I think of. It's the very first thing, which is weird. I can't shake that. I look at Victoria's Secret, I think Jeffrey Epstein. I'm like, gross, out, not into it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's so,
we're so lucky.
There's really no ethical underwear out there, though. It's really hard. Maybe we should brand our own ethical underwear.
Ethical underwear. I love
I
it.
think there's a need.
A need for ethical
Yeah.
underwear. I think it's a good idea. I don't know what it would look like or what it would be. Just non-existent, I guess. A commando. Just going commando. That's the most ethical thing you can do. All right. Thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you, Crystal. It's been so much fun. I'll see you on Sunday.
All right. Bye.
Bye.